So this week is April Fool's. Now I like to, as often as I can, do some kind of prank on the kids at school. A couple of years ago, before we had digital classrooms, I came up with a memo about banning mobile phones, and I had the office people come around and put the things up in front of all the students. It nearly caused a riot. They weren't allowed to bring their phones to school anymore, and they were kicking off, screaming at each other. Then somebody realised it was a joke, and unfortunately it all went around Facebook, and everybody sort of clocks on at the same time. So we can only do it in one class. But this year, I think we've one-upped it. So what I've come up with is a memo saying that we've done a check, and we've got your email addresses, and we're checking what you've been watching online through our IP, our servers, and we flagged all the students watching questionable content. So we put up this memo saying that we're referring all of the students who have looked at questionable stuff to our counsellors, or we're going to have a meeting with their parents, or we're calling the police. And they're going to shit themselves, because everybody in that school will have at some point looked at something they're not supposed to. Obviously there's no way we can really track all this stuff. Even if we check their email addresses compared to their Google searches, it still wouldn't really show up anything. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So we've got the principal involved, so they're going to release a memo all around the school in the morning, and we're going to put these posters up in every classroom so everybody sees them on Monday morning. Urgent school memo, viewing of restricted material online on school premises, and they're going to get an email as well all about this, and we'll see how that goes. I really can't wait to see what happens. Put together a memo, and I've done it so that all of the first letters spell out April Fool's Day, but we'll see how long it takes somebody to realise what's happening. It's Thursday, just got home for lunch. Just about everything's going wrong. Abby's been sick this week. She's got an infection because it's because she eats stuff she finds on the floor. She's been fishing crap out of little holes she's found in the concrete and eating it, and then realising later on she doesn't like it and spitting it back out. But she ended up getting an infection. She got a fever, no flu symptoms, just a fever. So we got her some antibiotics and it went away pretty quick, but she's sleeping it off. The gas ran out because we have like a gas cylinder here. There's no sort of gas supplies, and it's a lot cheaper to get cylinders. So that ran out, and our fridge is broken. The freezer broke last week, so that went back, got repaired. Now it's come back, and now the fridge is broken. And you just feel like it just never ends. It just doesn't stop. The way I said that last night when I told her, she said, "This never stops," and it never does. So I went from bitching that we never do anything fun anymore, or anything worth videoing anymore, to ending up going to a wedding on Silk Island, which isn't actually fun. I don't like weddings. I don't like Khmer weddings specifically, because no one speaks the same language as me, and I'm a bit of a novelty. Everybody sort of stares at you because you're different, and they're all sort of bringing you beer, which I can't drink because I'm driving, and I can't eat any of the food because it's I'm a vegetarian and it's borderline awful. So I don't really like Khmer weddings. I don't like being the centre of attention, especially at somebody else's thing. So I wasn't thrilled about it, but it's the wife's friend from school? Primary school. And it's only a few yards up from her old house. So Mum's joined us too. She wants to check out the house, and she wants to get her hair done. And we were an hour late leaving because she needed to do her makeup and her hair, and it was meant to be just us, but then Abby joined us too. Say hello. So we're going to a wedding. Great. So here we are at Aya's family house. This is where she was living. It's gutted now. It used to be a bit more furniture, and there is upstairs as well. And the floor is horrendous. You can see through it, and it flexes as I walk on it, which is unsettling. But yeah, this is it. This is on Silk Island, where this is what houses look like. So it's like going back in time. I mean, they've got electricity, but it cuts out. There's no fixed Wi-Fi, so you've got to have mobile internet. This is a spinning wheel. This is why it's called Silk Island. They literally make silk here, and so they make machinery to, simple crude stuff like this to make the silk, and that's how people live. So it's really strange. It's surreal. I don't like this place. It's a bit too basic. It's a bit too quiet for my taste. But this is how it is. So luckily, the family have now been able to move to Phnom Penh, and we live in a normal city, because this is just... I don't like weddings. It was incredibly noisy, incredibly busy, but they weren't getting any food out. Abby was whinging and hungry, so we ended up having to leave early. We've stopped off along the roadside for something to eat at a place we've been to before. We've got little children begging for money, which is pretty common. But if you give it to them, then basically their parents will keep sending them out doing it, so you really just have to say no. Okay, so this morning, me and the wife are going out to look at bikes. So she's decided she wants a new motorcycle. The wet season's coming up. I've got Vinny, a VFR. She's quite a powerful bike, and the roads here are made of concrete, not tarmac. And once you get water, and it can be deep, it can be feet deep. She doesn't really handle that well. She's going to get waterlogged, and I just don't want to fuck her up. And she's too nice and too powerful. It's going to break out. The rear wheel's going to go if I hit a wet spot. And also the water is deep enough here that you could hit a pothole that you can't see, and you could do some serious damage. So I don't want to smash my bike up. Plus, I want to turn her into a project. So over the wet season, I'm going to strip her down, rebuild her, and that means I need a bike. So usually what I do is buy a crappy bike for the wet season, but this year what makes more sense is if I have her Scoopy and she buys a new bike. She wants a new bike. I don't want a new bike. I don't want to spend any money on myself. She wants a new one anyway. This whole thing it's old. She's had it 10 years herself. She's been she was robbed. Someone grabbed her bag, so she's lost the ID card for it, which means technically she can't really sell it. It's worthless. So it's just basically, we're running this into the ground now, so I don't mind using it for the wet season. Even with a card, it's only worth probably about $500 or $600. It's not worth a lot of money. It's getting old, so I think I'm going to have this for the wet season. We're going to go and see some bikes. She wants a Vespa Sprint she's seen and she likes, but I'm not really sold on the idea. We're having trouble with the dealers. They're looking at sort of $2,000 mark, and I'm emailing them, and they're coming back with, yeah, it's $2,000, but if you want to use it, it's an extra $1,000 for tax. So their adverts say, yeah, it's included all the tax papers, the import duty is paid, but when you actually phone them up, they want an extra $1,000. So it's a lie. And that's quite expensive for a second-hand bike or a bike that's a couple of years old. So I'm not sold on Vespas. I also don't like owning Italian bikes. I think they're very nice, but they don't tend to be very reliable. I've had a few myself. I've had a lot of European bikes, German, English, and none of them are actually that good. So we're going to go and we're going to have a look at some motorbikes. So, what do you want to do?
I don't know, babe. I feel like I'm being stupid.
What about?
I still love that Vespa. You see, when I see the red one, I say, oh, it's beautiful. Then when you were driving around and I saw one Vespa, real Vespa in front of the coffee shop. Then
Oh, the green one. It was dark green, yeah. Yeah.
Then
I think it's very telling, darling, that there's none here. And like she said in the dealers, they're hard to get parts for because there's so few of them. I've read reviews. It rides very well, people like them, but these are the reviewers. They're riding absolutely brand new bikes, so of course they feel great. Vespas are going to feel great, but Italian bikes have a reputation for being smooth riding, very nice bikes, riders' bikes. But they go wrong.
Yeah.
The Italians they have flair and performance and style, but they're not good engineers.
Oh, បើមានกระดาษពន្ធ2,900 Oh, ហើយមានអញ្ចឹង
She's phoning up about the Vespa and already it's bad news. You get this a lot. They're selling something, they don't really have it. They're lying about it to try and get you in and then try and sell you something else. So, I want you to have what you want. And I know the Yamaha isn't a Vespa, but it's the next best thing, and it's still going to be a much better bike.
Yeah.
You're going to love riding it. It's going to have the fuel tank underneath, low center of gravity. It's going to go into corners much faster and easier. I'd like you to have a new bike. I like the idea of a brand new bike. But I'm not going to push you into doing something you don't want to do, darling. But you have whichever one you like. I thought you would.
Yamaha I like white.
I like the white.
This color.
So we're back. Between me and the dealers, we've talked her out of buying a Vespa. I'm not a fan myself. I don't particularly like Italian bikes. I think they look fantastic. I think the equipment levels are very good. I think the suspension feels brilliant. They handle well, but they're just not engineers, and they tend to be unreliable, especially in the long run. And out here, there's only one Piaggio dealer, and it's going to be difficult to get repairs. It's going to be difficult to get parts. Even the dealers told us the same thing, that they're problematic and they don't really want to sell us one. So luckily, we've talked around about that one. We pulled up at this place, the first one we saw, and they had these Yamaha Filanos, and she instantly liked them. They've got that kind of classic look to them. They look very nice, good paintwork. They look really good. So as soon as she saw it, she liked it. She sat on it, threw it about. They've got a pretty nice technology standard, underslung fuel tank, so they low center of balance, so they handle well. So we had a look around. We saw a couple of others in different places. She got a vibe off them. We sat and chatted about it. She definitely likes them. So we went back to a dealer that I trust, and there aren't many around here. There's only one I really like. She tends to charge a little more, but I trust her. You know, she doesn't sell garbage, and a lot of them do. We were sent round to another shop her brother owned. They had one in the colour she liked, so she was able to see the white one. She really liked it, and she was able to ride one. So we took it around the block, and instantly you can see the difference. I mean, the Scoopy is very good. These things are very, very good. Hondas are always a cut above. It's very smooth. This thing she's had for 10 years. The problem is we've lost the card for it. She had her bag stolen. It was in there, so we've lost the ID for it. But it's a good bike. But instantly I started riding the Yamaha, and I could tell the difference. It was smoother. It handled better. You could tell that the equipment level was just better straight away. It's a very nice machine. So she was pretty much sold. She can get a new one for about $500 to $1,000 cheaper than the equivalent brand new Honda. So for someone like her who rides like a snail and looks after her bike ridiculously well, it's going to be a good choice. So it looks like we're going to do that. She's going to sleep on it. I think she's pretty much sold on it, but we're going to think about it. She's going to take time to mull it over, and then we'll go back and get it next week if she decides she wants to do it.
I like the white one.
I like the white one. I know you like the white one.
Yeah.
I can see you.
Yes.
Oh, she's a little diamond.
We talk about the price because the sister, the silver one, the brother charged me 2,550.
But that's what she was charging over there.
No, she's charged the silver one is 2,650. Discount to 2,006. And white one, she said is more expensive.
And what did he say about the white one?
The white one, he straight away to 2006. And then he said, oh, I give you $20 discount.
$20 discount.
Yeah, and I say, before I left, I say, how much is the final price? He said, have more discount. Let's see if you like it, if I like it, and then see the price match.
All right.
Yeah,
So what do you think?
I'll go to him. I try to ask for
A bit more.
2,500. Let's see if he can go back, if he can offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want it?
Yeah.
Not a Vespa? I know you always think about Vespas, but they really aren't going to work for you, darling.
Yeah, and it's too expensive. I see the opposite. Says the color I like, but 4,000. I don't want to spend 4,000. Just only the bike, just ride around. This one is already too much for me already.
We can afford it.
Yeah. So we do it.
Okay, so think about it this week, and if you decide you want to do it,
I already decided. It's already closed the shop, then you come back.
You're probably wondering why we're back. She changed her mind at the last minute and decided that she simply had to have this thing. So we had to drive right back across the city so that she can have the bike today. So that's it?
Yeah.
Made up all the paperwork?
Then just wait only the
Plate.
plate.
Yeah. That's quite impressive. That's a big improvement over the old system. Come on.
The first service is 500 kilometers, need to change the engine oil. And after that, 1,000.
Okay.
Mom, do some blessing for me.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.